This is my third election in basically 3 years, and I feel like I've learned so much and I'm so more prepared than I was the first time in 2021. I'm just ready to go, ready to do the work. You know, we have to create a seat at the table that do the work. I don't want to just be there to be there. I want to be there so that the things that haven't got done gets done. We have probably in all of HRM, we have the most undeveloped land of any district or constituency. There's no economic development outside of family-owned businesses within the riding. We don't even have a bank within the riding. You know, we have an ATM at the gas station, 2 gas stations there, 3 gas stations there, but we don't have a bank within our riding. That says something to me. The whole riding needs a leader. They need somebody that's willing to go into every part of the community and say, I'm here to serve and represent you. See, it's not about going the same normal way for me with politics. You know, I'm here to disrupt it. Challenges are gonna be faced on a daily basis. Where I'm coming from, I'm built for this. I know that for a long time, the seniors were voting one way. But to have a senior tell me that I've been voting this way all of my life, but I believe in you. There's something about you, young man. The only promise and the only thing that I'm going to do is work for the community. You know, there's so many issues as far as, for me, from a personal standpoint, is gun violence. Gun violence is an issue from the federal government, provincial government, and municipal government that need to work together. And how does it all connect? Through economics, government infrastructure. There's nothing between there till you get to Porter's Lake. Why has it been neglected? Because your cousins next door are from the African Nova Scotian community. And that African Nova Scotian community needs somebody that will fight tooth and nail for that community to have what it deserves. And the byproduct of it is the whole riding gets served properly.
Hello and welcome back to Community Updates, where we bring you stories and voices shaping our community. I am Promise Okoye. Colter Simmonds is a prominent leader from North Preston who has dedicated his life to empowering youth, building stronger communities, and advocating for positive change. With his inspiring work as a coach, mentor, and advocate, Colter has been a pillar of hope and leadership in our province. And now he's stepping into the political arena, of course. And we are so excited to hear his vision for the Preston constituency and his thoughts on creating a brighter future for our communities. Colter, it's so good to have you in the studio.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Great. You are not new to the political terrain, as it were. I've met you a couple times, and when you got into the room, I felt like, someone who knows politics is here because you spoke so well, and of course, you have the courage. Now you're getting in there to represent your constituency. Tell us a little bit about what your journey has been so far as one within the political environment.
Oh, it's been pretty good overall. I've learned a lot. I started in 2021 as somebody who didn't want anything to do with politics, just wanted to see something better for my community and my people. And now it's 3 elections. This is my third election in basically 3 years. And I feel like I've learned so much and I'm so more prepared than I was the first time in 2021. I'm just ready to go, I'm ready to do the work.
Absolutely. In other words, you feel like you have enough knowledge and experience that you want to put into practice for your community, I believe so. But one would be wondering, for Preston, which plays a very important role in the history of Canada. I mean, we have, if my math serves me well, we have well over 69% of Black people within your community. That makes it a very important place. And I've heard you talk about having people like you who run in things and representing community. What really made you run this time around for the MLA office for your community?
I'd say this time around for me, it was more the fact that I want to show them that I don't give up, I didn't quit, because what I said I want to do for my community, I'm still here to do it. I continue to do the work in between elections because it's just natural to me, that's what I do. But I feel to make decisions, you know, we have to create a seat at the table that do the work. I don't want to just be there to be there. I want to be there so that the things that haven't got done gets done.
And what has been the response from the community? You have friends, you have family members, people who look up to you to go up there and represent them. What are they saying? What's the vibe around the community as far as your acceptance to run for the office of MLA?
I think people are excited. People are encouraging me to continue no matter what happens this time, keep going. But I'm saying that this is the time, this is the moment. We can't wait any longer. We have to get out and vote. We have to let them hear our voice and let them know that we're here. The whole riding needs a leader. They need somebody that's willing to go into every part of the community and say, I'm here to serve and represent you. But this is how we can do it together. It's not just the African Nova Scotian community of Preston. It's Lake Echo. It's Cole Harbor parts of the riding. They all have to understand that collectively as a riding, we've been neglected. There's a reason for that. And together, the only way to get the things that the riding needs is as a group of people that says, and this is our guidance, we're gonna push forward to get the work done for us.
Right, now talking about needs, I assume that they have quite a number of them. What are those specific needs you want to be doing? I mean, you want to help solve within the community. You talked about underrepresentation. You talked about having the right people on the table to talk to leadership, to talk to people that matter about your needs. What are the specific things you want to solve if elected MLA?
Well, if I'm MLA, obviously got to work with the council. There's areas of the community that safety is a concern, from the sidewalks. So working with council to get that done and moving that forward. There's parts of the community where they want to put a dump in, understanding the issues and concerns of the part of the community there and supporting them to fight the dump coming into the community. There's so many issues as far as, for me, from a personal standpoint, is gun violence. Gun violence is an issue from the federal government, provincial government, and municipal government that need to work together. And how does it all connect? Through economics. There's no economic development outside of family-owned businesses within the riding. We don't even have a bank within the riding. We have an ATM at the gas station, 2 gas stations there, 3 gas stations there, but we don't have a bank within our riding. That says something to me. It's something that we need to work on having.
Absolutely. That's quite touching that such a big community are lacking in some of the basic things. But we also have housing to be a very key issue that everyone is talking about, from federal to provincial to municipality. Is that part of the things that you want to help push, policies that will help bridge the gap?
Definitely. We have probably in all of HRM, we have the most undeveloped land of any district or constituency. And there's work to be done to get people first, get the community their land titles. That is a slow process. It has to be accelerated to make that happen. And then the infrastructure of, we can build apartment buildings so that our community can move back into the community, and do it in a way that is cost effective. And then it's affordable for the people who are living in the community. And the party has a plan for that, from prefab homes to rent to own, so that they can eventually own their own home and use that equity to grow their family and create generational wealth. There's so many things that hasn't been done that need to be done, but you have to have experienced it to be able to fight to deliver it.
All right.
And I think I've experienced it and came a long way to where I'm at right now to running again to be MLA.
Absolutely. Before we move on to the next question, I remember you talked about transportation as well. You want to be able to speak on behalf of your community to have such, things come in there, and your people will have means of moving around and all those things. But let's talk about the party in power right now. This seems to be a tough, nut to crack. How do you plan to unseat them? And because, you can see for yourself the way they call the elections and given some of the challenges that we have right now. What are your strategies that you intend to deploy to get them off seat?
Well, for me, I believe the NDP is going to win this election first and
You
foremost.
sure about that?
And we're going to be the party in power.
Right.
So that's the first thing. So that'll take care of itself on the 26th. After that, now we have to fulfill the promises that we've made to communities and across the province to work. But let's just say it doesn't work out our way. It's the key is you got to be able to collaborate and work and make them see the importance, bring the community with you to Province House sometimes.
Right.
To let them know, like, I'm not coming here alone as just the MLA. I have a whole community behind me that I've heard their concerns, and now I'm here to voice their concerns. See, it's not about going the same normal way for me with politics. You know, I'm here to disrupt it. I'm here to disrupt it. I don't intend to be your average politician. I plan to be more.
I love that. But that should be threatening to people on the other side of the divide.
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk about the youth. Youth are the ones running things these days in so many divisions and departments. And you've worked with the youth too. Mm-hmm. How are you going to make youth empowerment or focus for whatever you want to do for your community? What are your plans around that?
So for the riding in general, I have a plan to put together basically a District 44 Community Unity Association, basically focusing on the issues in each pocket of the community with subcommittees that bring it to the larger board, and that will hold me, the councillor, and the MP accountable to make sure that this riding gets what it deserves from one end to the next. Within that, a subcommittee would be the youth, so that they have their voice, so that we're listening to what they want and what they need, not telling them, like always, should be heard and not seen and not heard, right? I don't believe in that. And that's from my experience working with youth and how much I've learned from the youth that I work with.
Right, but you also have the seniors there too.
Mm-hmm.
You need them too, because I imagine them having that dinner on the table and they're telling the rest of the family, hey, this is the direction I want us to go. How do you plan to also reach out to them and appeal to them for your votes? Like,
again, there'll be a subcommittee with those seniors, but also getting out and meeting with them and hearing from them, speaking to them. And when you speak of seniors, it's inspiring for me because I know that for a long time, the seniors were voting one way. But to have some of the seniors come up to me and say, I'm praying for you, it makes me feel really encouraged because it tells me they believe in me, and they're, seniors is hard to change their ways, but to have a senior tell me that I've been voting this way all of my life, but I believe in you. There's something about you, young man. There's something about you.
I love that. That's great. Gives you some kind of morale, some kind of confidence that you have your people behind you. But you obviously have faced some challenges in your leadership role, in your advocacy, and how do you intend to bring that into the new role if elected MLA?
So the question, challenges are gonna be faced on a daily basis. Where I'm coming from, I'm built for this. It's about being able to listen to people, collaborate, share my vision, coordinate it with their vision, and find a space in there where this is what we want. Because I can't just come to the community and say, this is what I'm going to do. The only promise and the only thing that I'm going to do is work for the community. That's the promise that I'm making, that I'm gonna listen and then I'm gonna go to work.
Absolutely. And of course, there have been reports of billboards being tampered with. And I think that's a challenge as well. How are you dealing with that? Or have you experienced any of these disruptions in your campaigns and people probably calling names and all of those things on social media, if you like? What are you doing around there?
This, I would say, early when we first put up some signs, there was a couple that kind of felt like they were knocked over. I just think it was general vandalism, maybe frustration from people with the system, the voting, the elections that they're being brought into. Our riding has been through 3 elections, basically 4 elections total. 5 elections, 6 elections in basically 4 years. 2 provincial elections, 2 municipal elections, 1 federal election, and a by-election. I've ran in 3 of them. So if people can't see the energy and the courage and the desire to to serve, I don't know what to tell them. So, but as for the signs, a lot of signs been blown down, knocked over, blown down, because it's time of year that the election was called. It's self-serving. It's not even good for people in the own party of the person in power that wants more power to call an election when people should be getting ready for Christmas. I was literally booking a flight to go visit my mother-in-law, and I couldn't book the flight because I got word that it might be next 2 days or so. And I go in church on Sunday and say an election is coming. And by the time I leave church, I'm running to get signs so I can start getting my signs together because the election was called while I'm in church.
Now, as someone who is deeply rooted or connected to your community, the Preston, and I'm just wondering why you think your community deserves your service. Why are you motivated to go advocate for them?
Because deep down inside of me, I'm believing that I'm standing on the shoulders of Mr. Arnold Johnson, Mr. Wayne Adams, Ms. Yvonne Atwell, people who served in a time where it wasn't supposed to happen for our community, for our people, but they stepped up to the plate and they got it done. So I'm encouraged to do that because I know that if I believe in me, my community will believe in me, and whether it's this time or the next, I'm going to win it and get to do what the community needs to be done for the community. People may say, okay, why should somebody that's living in Lake Echo vote for somebody who's so passionate about Preston and North Preston? I would say to them, because that same passion is about people.
About people.
And using my skills to support people. I've supported young people from all walks of life, black, white, it didn't matter, to go on and be successful in their lives. Teachers, doctors, lawyers have been more successful than myself, you know. So it's not just about Preston, it's the passion I have for my community that will spill over so that the whole riding gets served properly. That's right. There's a reason why services from Sobeys at Forest Hill Parkway and Main Street, and then between there, it's family-owned businesses that they've persevered and created, built and grown, like Gateway, you know, the paving companies in the community. But infrastructure, government infrastructure, there's nothing between there till you get to Porter's Lake. Why has it been neglected? Because your cousins next door are from the African Nova Scotian community. And that African Nova Scotian community needs somebody that will fight tooth and nail for that community to have what it deserves. And the byproduct of it is the whole riding gets served properly.
Absolutely. Touching the core of it. As we wrap up, what message do you have for your community? What should they expect from you? And what makes you stand out and better than the other candidates? Let's just wrap up with that right now.
It's quite simple. In 2021, I showed up. I stepped up to serve, but it didn't happen for me. In 2023, just over a year ago, after the disappointment of 2021, not wanting to do it again just because publicly losing is not something I'm used to. But I said it's worth it because my community is worth it. I stepped up. It didn't happen for me. Now I'm asking my community to step up with me, run the race with me so that we can win. I'm asking those from the other communities to trust and believe in me as you have for others in the past that has shown up but haven't shown up to do the work for you. I'm showing up, I'm stepping up, and now I need you to show me that you believe in me so I can do the work. It's quite that simple. No other candidate in this race is ready to serve you as I am.
Colter, thank you so much for stopping by and sharing your vision for your community. I wish you all the best in your campaigns and the elections.
Appreciate the time.
Thank you, man. All right, that was Colter C.C. Simmonds, a community leader and MLA candidate in the upcoming elections in the Preston community. Stay tuned for more stories of impact and inspiration right here on Community Update. Until next time, take care and stay engaged in your community.